If you have pig in your BaZi chart, August may expose the partnership problem you have been pretending not to see. And no, it may not look dramatic at first. That is what makes it dangerous. A clash is loud. A clash kicks the door open. Clash creates obvious movement, but harm is different. Harm is quieter. Harm is irritating. Harm is hidden. Harm is the small crack in the wall everyone ignores until the ceiling decides to audition for gravity. That is why monkey harming pig should not be dismissed by founders. Because in business, the most expensive problems are not always the loud ones. Sometimes, the expensive problem is the person who keeps saying yes but does not move. The partner who agrees in meetings but disappears during execution. The shareholder who wants upside without responsibility. The client who sounds committed but keeps delaying payment. The salesperson who promises follow-up but lets leads go cold. The referral partner who benefits from your reputation but sends weak prospects. The co-founder who quietly resents the workload split. The team member who does not object openly but slows everything down. That is harm. Not always betrayal, not always war, not always collapse. Sometimes it is hidden friction. And hidden friction is expensive because founders keep pretending it is manageable. They say, "It's okay, we have a good relationship." They say, "Let's not make it awkward." They say, "We can clarify later." They say, "I trust them." They say, "We have known each other for years." Beautiful. And also a very popular way to lose money, because trust without clarity is not strategy. It is a risk with nice lighting. In BaZi, harm is not the same as clash. Harm is subtle pressure. It can show where something gets damaged quietly. It can show where emotional discomfort, hidden dissatisfaction, indirect conflict, unclear expectation, or unspoken tension starts affecting outcomes. For founders, that matters because business is built on relationships. Partners, clients, staff, shareholders, investors, vendors, referral sources, collaborators, sales teams, communities. And if those relationships are unclear, August can expose the cost. This is why I want you to listen carefully. If you have pig in your chart, especially if it is connected to your work, business, partnership, client, or people-related areas, August is not the month to rely on vague goodwill. August is the month to clarify money, clarify responsibility, clarify authority, clarify timelines, clarify expectations, clarify consequences. Because ambiguity may look peaceful now, but ambiguity becomes very ugly when money, pressure, and performance enter the room. The first place to inspect is partnership. Most founders do not have partnership problems because the partner is evil. That would at least be simple. Many founders have partnership problems because the agreement was never clean. One person thinks they are equal partners. The other person thinks they are strategic support. One person thinks effort should be divided equally. The other person thinks contribution should be judged by results. One person thinks profit share is fixed. The other person thinks profit share should follow workload. One person thinks decisions require discussion. The other person thinks speed matters more than permission. One person thinks they are building a long-term asset. The other person thinks this is just an opportunity while it is convenient. And because nobody clarified it early, everyone smiles until pressure appears. Then suddenly the good relationship becomes heavy. Messages get slower, meetings become polite but useless. People start keeping score. Someone feels used. Someone feels unappreciated. Someone feels controlled. Someone feels abandoned. Someone quietly starts looking for an exit. And the founder says, "I don't know what happened." What happened? You allowed unclear expectations to mature into resentment. That is not bad luck. That is poor structure. And August may make it harder to ignore. If you are in a partnership, ask yourself now, who is responsible for what? Who owns which decision? Who brings revenue? Who carries delivery? Who manages clients? Who controls finance? Who handles problems? Who takes the blame when things fail? Who gets paid first? Who gets paid last? Who has upside without operational responsibility? Who is benefiting from the agreement being vague? That last question is the one founders avoid, because sometimes ambiguity is not accidental. Sometimes ambiguity benefits someone, and if you do not clarify it, you may be the one paying for their comfort. The second place to inspect is shareholder and investor expectations. Founders love getting money introductions, support, and prestige. Very exciting. Until the person who gave support starts having opinions. Then suddenly the founder realizes they did not clarify authority. They did not clarify reporting. They did not clarify decision rights. They did not clarify what support actually means. They did not clarify whether the person is an investor, advisor, silent partner, active shareholder, rainmaker, professional commentator with equity. That last category is expensive. A person who contributes opinions but no responsibility can become a hidden drag on the business. They slow decisions. They question everything. They create political pressure. They make the founder second-guess necessary moves. They want updates but do not help execution. They want influence but not accountability. Pig harm can expose these quiet power issues, not always through open conflict. Sometimes through irritation, delayed approval, passive resistance, subtle pressure, unclear promises, side conversations, a strange feeling that something is no longer clean. Do not ignore that feeling. Review the structure. If someone has influence, what responsibility do they carry? If someone has equity, what contribution is expected? If someone has decision rights, where are the boundaries? If someone promised introductions, what has actually happened? If someone is advising, are they improving the business or just adding noise? Because in August, noise can become expensive. The third place to inspect is client commitment. This one will hurt service businesses, consultants, agencies, coaches, advisors, and B2B founders. Some clients do not say no. They harm your business by staying vague. They say they are interested. They say they are reviewing. They say they need internal alignment. They say they will confirm soon. They say finance is processing. They say the boss is traveling. They say next week. Then next week becomes next month. You keep holding mental space, delivery space, calendar space, or team capacity for people who have not actually committed. That is not pipeline. That is emotional storage. It costs you. Pig harm in a business context can show where people appear connected but do not move cleanly. This is dangerous because the founder keeps treating soft agreement like real commitment. Verbal yes is not payment. A warm conversation is not a contract. A proposal sent is not revenue. A client who says soon is not cash flow. Stop building your forecast around people who have not paid. August is the month to clean this up. Who has not signed? Who has not paid? Who keeps delaying? Who keeps asking questions but never commits? Who wants customized attention before making a decision? Who is using your sales process as free consulting? Who sounds interested but never moves? You need to decide. Follow up properly, create a deadline, ask for commitment, change the terms, or remove them from your active pipeline. Because fake pipeline creates fake confidence, and fake confidence leads to real cash flow pain. The fourth place to inspect is commission and referral structures. This is where many founders get sloppy. They want sales, they want introductions, they want partners, they want affiliates, they want referrals. So they create loose arrangements. Just bring me the client, we settle later. Very generous, very friendly, very stupid. Because later, everyone remembers the agreement differently. The referrer thinks they deserve more. The salesperson thinks the deal was theirs. The closer thinks they did the hard part. The delivery team thinks sales overpromised. The founder thinks everyone should be grateful. Then resentment begins. Not loud at first, just small poison. Less effort, less urgency, less transparency. Less loyalty, less clean communication. This is harm. If there are commissions, define them. If there are referrals, define them. If there are tiers, define them. If there are repeat purchases, define what happens. If there are renewals, define who gets paid. If there are introductions, define whether payment is one-time or recurring. If there are team sales, define who owns the lead, who closes, who services, and who earns. Do not wait until money arrives to clarify money. It makes vague people very creative. August is the month to make the structure clean before the disagreement appears. The fifth place to inspect is silent withdrawal. This is one of the most dangerous business signals. Not conflict, withdrawal. Partner replies slower. Staff member stops volunteering ideas. A client becomes polite but distant. A shareholder stops engaging. A collaborator becomes hard to schedule. A salesperson stops updating properly. A team member stops caring about standards. Nobody says anything dramatic, but the energy changes. Founders often ignore this because they are busy, or because they do not want to sound paranoid, or because confronting it would require emotional courage. But silent withdrawal is a warning. People often leave emotionally before they leave contractually. Clients leave mentally before they stop buying. Staff resign internally before they submit the letter. Partners exit energetically before they exit legally. If pig harm is active, pay attention to withdrawal. Do not chase emotionally. Do not become needy. Do not beg for reassurance. Clarify. Ask direct questions. Are we still aligned? What has changed? What is not being said? What commitment is still real? What responsibility needs to be reset? What expectation has shifted? What decision are we avoiding? Founders who ask clean questions early avoid ugly problems later. Founders who avoid the conversation usually pay with time, money, and sleep. The sixth place to inspect is your own avoidance. Yes, unfortunately, you are in the video too. Some founders love blaming partners, staff, clients, and the market. But sometimes the harm continues because the founder refuses to clarify. You did not want to sound difficult. You did not want to lose the relationship. You did not want to appear greedy. You did not want to look controlling. You did not want to negotiate. You did not want to put things in writing. You did not want to ask for payment. You did not want to define responsibility. So you chose comfort. Now the business is paying for it. That is the part nobody wants to hear. Ambiguity often survives because the founder benefits from it too. Not financially, emotionally. Vague agreements let you avoid confrontation. Vague roles let you avoid leadership. Vague promises let you feel momentum without demanding proof. Vague partnerships let you feel supported without testing commitment. Vague pipelines let you feel rich before cash arrives. Then August comes and starts poking the weak spots. And suddenly the founder says, "Why is this happening?" Because you allowed it. That is the painful answer. Not every problem is created by your chart. Sometimes your chart shows where your behavior will be tested, and August is the test. Now, if you have pig in different parts of your chart, the expression may vary. If pig is in the year pillar, watch broader networks, public audience, industry relationships, market communities, referral sources, and people outside your direct control. If pig is in the month pillar, pay close attention to business operations, work environment, staff relationships, client structures, revenue activity, and professional alliances. If pig is in the day branch, watch close partnerships, spouse, co-founder dynamics, intimate decision-making, and the emotional side of business support. If pig is in the hour pillar, review long-term plans, teams under you, future projects, investments, product pipelines, and people connected to execution down the line. But do not oversimplify. The full chart matters. The 10 God matters. The luck pillar matters. The business model matters. The actual relationship involved matters. One founder may need to confront a partner. Another may need to clean up client payment terms. Another may need to review shareholder expectations. Another may need to stop relying on weak referrals. Another may need to admit the real harm is their own avoidance. This is why serious founders do not rely on generic zodiac content. Generic content tells everyone to be careful. Helpful, like telling a drowning person, water is wet. A private BaZi business consultation looks at where the pressure lands and what decision it demands. Because the correct response is not always the same. Some founders need to cut the relationship. Some need to clarify terms. Some need to renegotiate. Some need to collect. Some need to document. Some need to stop giving access. Some need to create stronger boundaries. Some need to stop calling every friendly person a partner. That one alone could save some of you a lot of money. Now here is your pig harm audit for August. Question 1. Which relationship in my business is unclear but important? Partner, client, shareholder, investor, salesperson, referral source, vendor, team member, agency, collaborator. If the relationship affects money, reputation, delivery, or decision speed, It needs clarity. Question 2. Where is someone saying yes but not moving? That is a dangerous signal. A real yes creates action. A fake yes creates delay. Do not confuse politeness with commitment. Question 3. Who benefits from the agreement staying vague? Be honest. If the answer is not you, may be subsidizing someone else's comfort. Question 4. Where have I avoided putting terms in writing? Payment, commission, scope, timeline, ownership, authority, refunds, deliverables, renewals, responsibilities. If money is involved, write it down. Memory becomes very flexible when profit appears. Question 5. Which person has silently withdrawn? Slower replies, less initiative, less transparency, less energy, less accountability, less warmth. Do not panic, but do not ignore it. Question 6. What uncomfortable conversation must happen before September? Not after Ghost Month. Not when things calm down. Not when everyone feels ready. Before September. Because if you wait until resentment becomes visible, the cheaper window may be gone. Now let's make this practical. Before August fully bites, review your partnership agreements. Review your shareholder expectations. Review your commission structures. Review client obligations. Review payment terms. Review referral arrangements. Review collaboration terms. Review internal responsibilities. Review who has authority to promise what. Review who is quietly benefiting from ambiguity. And most importantly, review where you have been too soft. Not kind, soft. There is a difference. Kindness has standards. Softness avoids discomfort. A founder can be fair and still be firm. A founder can be generous and still be clear. A founder can trust people and still document terms. A founder can value relationships and still protect the business. If you cannot do that, your business will keep attracting people who enjoy your lack of boundaries. And August may make that very obvious. This is where Telegram becomes important because YouTube gives you the public warning. Telegram is where the sharper questions happen. Inside Telegram, you can ask how this applies to your chart context, your business relationship, your partnership situation, or your August decision. You can see how other founders are thinking through the same pressure. You can catch the warning before it becomes a bill. And when private BaZi business consultation slots open, Telegram will usually know first. Do not be the person who watches free content, ignores the signal, and then tries to book only after the problem becomes expensive. That is not strategy, that is panic with better vocabulary. If Pig is active in your chart and your business already has vague partnerships, unclear clients, delayed payments, silent resentment, commission tension, or founder disagreement, do not wait. August may not explode the issue immediately. That is the scary part. It may just start widening the crack. And by the time you see the damage, the relationship may already be harder to repair. The client may already be gone. The partner may already be resentful. The staff member may already be disengaged. The shareholder may already be questioning you. The sales pipeline may already be fake. The money may already be delayed. The opportunity may already have moved to someone cleaner, faster, and less afraid to clarify. That is the cost of ignoring harm. It does not always punish you with drama. Sometimes it punishes you with slow leakage. Slow leakage is how founders lose quarters without understanding why. So if you have Pig in your chart, especially in an important business-related position, August is not the month to be vague. It is the month to clarify the money, clarify the roles, clarify the terms, clarify the authority, clarify the expectations, clarify the commitment, clarify the consequences. Because what remains unclear in August may become expensive later. Subscribe to this channel because the next videos in this August series will go deeper into shifting palace hiring, death and emptiness in digital business, indirect wealth deal strategy, metal cash flow discipline, team role audits, your personal August execution profile. Join the Telegram channel. Do not watch from the outside while serious founders are asking sharper questions inside. And if you have Pig in your BaZi chart, book a private BaZi business consultation before a quiet harm signal becomes a business wound. Because August may not scream, it may whisper. Founders who ignore the whisper usually pay for the scream.